chat. That is the real name. Alright. Did I note the point giveaway on my post on Blue Sky? Oh, did not. Let's see. By the way, there will be a video stream. Hi. She's looking at me. Hold on. You should have a Hi. He does not want to be pet. He doesn't want to be picked up. Hi, Stormknot. She meows. She's protesting. She was in the other chair and she's liking the other chair. Okay. But we have our obligatory storm loss visit while I move my game client to where I can actually see it better. I would like to point out to ye that we're going to have a DDO points giveaway tonight. What? Yes, I have some points cards to give away. Basically, I get the same amount as all the other folks. The other folks who are in the DDO Content Creator Program, along with me. I am one of many. We hail Hydra. I might also give away a pet of the user's choice, assuming they are on Shadowdale or are willing to play a little bit of the longer game. Make a character on Shadowdale that I can send a pet certificate to. Of a certain kind. I have a list of spare certificates that I'm willing to give away. And yeah, that's a thing. Anywho, hope you're having a good Thursday. You know, Arthur Dent said that he could never get the hang of Thursdays. I feel that pain. Thursday's always a weird day because there's the team meeting at work. Once a month, we're supposed to have an overall, a wider team meeting held by our SVP, and she canceled this morning. And she always winds up canceling on the mornings that I am actually right there, ready to go at 9 a.m. Because she, of course, is in the UK, so it's the middle of her workday. But for me, crawling in at 9 a.m. Exactly, Montclair. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Alright. Let's log in. I, by the way, love the name of my sentient food character, Sentient Food Nom Nom Nom. I want to actually check her for just a second, though. I want to see if she has a Dwarven War axe in her stuff. Thadrius just went live. Oh. There's a few streamers I like to pop in on their channels while they're streaming. Yes, I do want to watch Thad. He's my homie. He teaches us all about tacos. Because he's, of course, I think he said he lives somewhere in El Paso. So, I am going to... where's his high emote? No, not that one. Where's his wave emote? Oh, man. He's got so many damn emotes. I need to do better with streaming so I can unlock more emote slots. Because oh, man. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna wave. It's Thad wave. Alright. Wave to Thad. So, there has been a little bit of news of the day, if you've been following my Blue Sky. Can I make my microphone audio louder? Hi, Ravenwolf. I can indeed. My microphone got turned way, way down. And then I got spoken to last night by Professor Corey. He said, yeah, we can hear you. Yummy! Yummy with the raid. How is this any better? Do you want me to eat the microphone? Yami lives in Antarctica. Or a place that is similarly cold and fucking snowy. Also known as Canada. Home of the best maple syrup in the world. No, Yami actually lives on McMurdo Air Force Base. No, they don't. Anywho, let me go look for something. Let me first of all roll my daily dice while I'm thinking about it. Rolling down the hole. Keep home. So I came on this character to... Oh, wow, that sounded bad. I am looking for a legendary shining reliquary dwarven dwarven axe. Apparently I don't have one. That sucks. This is food. This character's name is Sentient Food. Nom nom nom. All right, we're out of here. Let's go. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter if I had found a dwarven war axe because it wouldn't be an event item, so I would still need to go on my other character and do the thing. It's a negative 16 Celsius. I'm sorry, negative 16 metric and 3 Fahrenheit, which is still cold, but you've posted negative 40 bullshit, so... I need to post somebody. Post something. Okay, but I mentioned there was news. There's a couple pieces of news. There's one DDO piece of news. We players do not know why the transfer button is not enabled. And I did ask Cordo, and he said he didn't know. He had no information to provide at that time. So hopefully that got into somebody's queue to figure that shit out. So if you want to transfer a character in DDO, you're kind of shit out of luck for right now. I am in Myth Duranor right now. I don't need to be in Myth Duranor. In fact, I am going to go to Vecna. Though I will eventually go back to farming gear in Myth Duranor because it's pretty. Actually, much like this outfit my character is currently wearing. This is the armor that she is wearing. Is one of the semi-rare pieces of armor from the Magic of Myth Duranor. And as you undoubtedly would realize, I fucking love it. That being said, I need to go to Upper Moorgrave, and we are gonna go talk to the hand. So, that's the game-related piece of news. Monoflare. One of the patrons of Moorgrave University is a gentleman by the name of Vance Sattler, who there is a quest in the lower quad from Mr. Vance Sattler. You can't see him right now because we've done the quest chain, and if you do this particular quest, no, not this quest, this quest, no. If you do this guy's quest right here, you find out that Vance Sattler, patron of Moorgrave University, i.e. rich dude, you find out he is actually Vecna in disguise. Spoilers. There is an Evan Greybeard who does not need a pounding. I came to the wrong place. That's okay. I need to go to my guild airship anyway, so it kind of worked out anywho. Guild buffs. Now let's see if it takes 5 years to get back off the guild airship, because guild airship's been having trouble. On the other hand, we just had a server restart yesterday, so it seems to be behaving a lot nicer. Okay, yep, there we go. Alright, back to Upper Moorgrave University. So another piece of news. I have gotten off Twitter. So if you see my socials auto post that'll happen here at some point during the stream, it'll only mention my Blue Sky account. That's the only place that I actively post right now is on Blue Sky. I have left the Nazi bar. Did not see that. Protect the codex. Alright. We get the legendary Vecna Unleashed saga. I have already been doing that one quest. I've been trying to farm something out of it. It is the helmet for this expansion's named item list. There are, out of the list of items that I'm looking for my Winter Lute fighter character that you've seen on a few different streams, the plate mail, the bandolier, the boots. Okay, so the main armor, the belt, the boots, the cloak, I think the gloves as well, the helmet, the amulet, and the shield all drop in Vecna. Because the build was made before, it came after Vecna. It came out before Lamortia. It doesn't actually matter. My character, my Winter Lute character is only level 30 something anyway. It's 32, so can't use Lamortia shit anyhow. But we're gonna go farming some stuff. I'm gonna actually turn the game volume down a little bit, because guess what? I had turned it up because I was wearing a hat last time, and it was muffling the sound, so I had to turn it up so I could hear myself think. Alright. Now, because we are trying our very best... Yes, that is a dragon. It's the Traveler in dragon form. The Traveler is fun. Alright. We're going on one skull, people. One skull. One ping only, Vasily. It's actually one of the reasons why I was sad about leaving the former Twitter. Is my most famous Twitter follower is Sam Neill. No joke. I mean, there have been a couple of times we've talked briefly. Do I have hireling? Okay, I have 2 hirelings. So we'll need to get another hireling before the end of the stream. Looks like, well, maybe. Maybe we can stretch out this hireling for over 3 hours. We'll find out. So I started up a little bit late because I was eating supper and doing the dishes. I kinda am considering moving my streams back to 9, because I always seem to be running a little bit late when I need to do chores and then cook dinner and then do the stream. But I also don't want to be streaming until midnight, so there is that. Evening, am I still trying for Winter Lutes? This is not my Winter Lute character, but I'm gear farming for my Winter Lute on this one. Because, my Winter Lute character is now officially level 34. I'm sorry, 32.
This is where Moorgrave is holding the Codex of the Infinite
32.
Planes. A complex magical mechanism has been placed next to the evil artifact. No doubt some kind of security device. A member of the 12 nods you over, eager to discuss your duties.
Don't
The
touch
librarian
it, it's evil!
suddenly grabs the
Pointing
book.
time
What?
bandits.
No, I won't let him do that to you. We'll escape together before he gets here. A burst of powerful magic knocks you down. When you find your feet again, you see that the librarian has run off with the Codex of the Infinite Planes. Or has the Codex run off with the librarian?
Don't care about the notes?
Don't try to stop us! We command the power of the planes! Here's a page out of the Feywild to slow you down! Summon Fey appear and spring to the attack.
So I have a plan for my Winter Lute, my non-Reaper Winter Lute characters. In that this character is focusing on all summer stuff, including the Reaper Lute. I need to put this down here. And put these over here. And maybe switch those two. Alright. It's around the corner. Around the other corner.
The librarian snatches the
here,
loose Codex page the gatekeeper was guarding. Look! One of the pages that was cruelly torn from you! What's that? There are more! Oh, we must find them! The librarian stops in her tracks, completely absorbed by her conversation. Meanwhile, the gatekeeper desperately tries to get your attention.
Hi, Zarnoth.
The librarian finally snaps out of her stupor. Yes, we'll track the pages down! I cannot see them clearly. Show me the way! She runs off, searching for more Codex pages.
Alright. I may not have actually talked to Steps enough time to start the thing, so I don't know. Maybe that's it. But I figure if I farm on my safe character, who is well capable of running R1 with only minor shenanigans, then we should be okay. Okay, moat. Let's get this guy in there. Smush with Colossus shield. And I haven't yet picked up a shield, other than the legendary Skull of the Sea, which is a tower shield for from Saltmarsh for the level 32 Winter Lute character, and it seems to be doing okay. I don't necessarily feel the need to grab Colossus out of a Draconic Raiders reward box. There will be a points code giveaway before the end of the stream tonight. Sometime in the next couple hours, we'll start it up. Courtesy, of course, of Standing Stone Games and the Content Creator Program. Some of these moat fights are not very interesting. It's like, okay, alright, I got healers, it's all good. However, the one that I really hate is the Shadow, what's-her-face matriarch, the Harpy, because she'll just, like, dance you constantly. Alright, you're down. Let's loot it up. So we are 770 on our loot. Since we're doing Reaper, we should get a good chunk of change on this one. There we go, and we are now 783, so we got 13 points out of that. was a blue moat, and we're running a rebirth.
They're still after us!
No!
What's that? Very well. This time, we'll try the power of chaos!
More summoned creatures appear, and to your astonishment, the magically warded librarian makes her escape by crashing through the window.
Rude. This is why I run multiple healers. Because my character can take the baddies for the most part. It's just I need to keep healed and life is good. Alright, you fall down, you go boom. Alright, no. Moats. Okay. Now we jump down. Wah!
Gah! If bringing creatures from other planes doesn't stop you, then we'll send you to other planes instead.
Hi, Traveler.
The librarian summons some kind of magical field, then runs off. Color drains from the world as you are pulled into the Shadowfell.
I know there's a lot of people who really hate the Shadowfell effects, and I think they have probably mitigated a little bit of it, but there are a couple of quests where it's like violently magenta. Very, very pink. You know what I have? None of that. Screw you guys. Oh man, I lack conviction. How dare me. I think I was fine with these guys back here. Oh, hello. A random piece of gen. Hold on. Random gen loot. Saw reinforced. Insightful physical shim. That might be an upgrade if we don't get the actual named loot that we're looking for. Okay. Oh, it's because I don't have my turning boots on, that's why. There we go. So it was actually funny, was running with Voodoo before he was brutally sabotaged. So if you remember my last stream, I saw that Twitch.tv had been slain by Shadow Fiend. And I was like, no, Voodoo! Because that was the name of Voodoo's hardcore character here on Shadowdale, who was at level cap and, doing very, very well, etc., etc. And I was like, what in the heck killed that? And he must have died in a raid or something, right? And that was the truth. And then I tuned into his channel the next day, and he had already made a video about it because it wasn't that the game got him. Is that one of the crowd control spells that exists in the game.
Back? To the abyss with you!
Abyss with 3 S's.
Why not? And the plane of water, too!
Mm-hmm.
You suddenly find yourself completely submerged, as if you've been transported to the elemental plane of water in the wink of an eye.
Running through this part, if you're an electric caster, oh my god, you just tear through it. It's all kind of fun. But, you see how a couple of the water weirds are dancing? It's because, not Frago, but, the Feywild Muse has the ability to cast Otto's irresistible dance on them, which basically is a crowd control ability. And apparently, I didn't know this, and I learned this through watching the video, that you can hit your buddies with the spell as well, and cause them to dance, and crowd control them. And our boy Nimbind, Voodoo's bestest homie, did this to Voodoo in the middle of the raid when Voodoo had the aggro of like all of the Shadow Fiends was doing the thing of saving the rest of the raid by kiting them away, because that's part of the strategy. Is somebody grabs aggro from these dudes while everybody else is fighting the boss, keeping Zaz off of everybody else. And because Nimbin had danced Voodoo, Voodoo's character wound up perishing to the Shadow Fiends. And there was he made a video about it. And Nimbin was apparently on the stream. This happened on stream apparently. And so Nimbin was on camera. It was like a dual stream collaboration kind of video. And Nimbin was just there laughing his ass off. And I'm like, man, with friends like that, you don't need enemies. I would have been so damn salty if one of my friends had done something like that to me. I mean, it turned into a pretty epic moment, but if not for the fact that these guys were besties, they would be mortal enemies at this point. Because, yeah, that's some sure. Alright, now Devilor is live, so I am going to pop up his channel and say hi, because I'm one of his mods. So Devilor is also the person who fell prey to the warning I posted in Discord about on Blue Sky to watch out for your account credentials. There was a sponsorship app called Flow Up that presented you with an OAuth token like you'd normally expect to see. Connect your Flow Up account to your Twitch account, blah blah blah, and normally it's supposed to tell you these are the things it can have access to, and it doesn't have access to any of this other stuff. And apparently that token granted access past somebody's two-factor authentication to allow Flow Up to change the payout details on a Twitch account, which means that when Twitch pays their content creator their, every 15, 30 days, all of a sudden that money is going to some third-party application. And so Twitch didn't bungle this per se. In fact, they surprisingly fixed it quickly because they had noticed an influx of accounts where the payout information had suddenly changed. Very sus. And so all those affected accounts, they locked them out. They locked them down to prevent any further access. And then the content creators just had to, contact, reach out to them and say, hey, help me fix my shit. But considering some content creators are very much living on, especially some folks that this is their only major line of income, they're having to deal with the fact that, people are fucking with their money. So, it was not pleasant for anybody involved having to deal with that shit. Get the sprites first because they are casters. And then the red caps are just melee. So. I mean, they're not weak sauce or anything. They're definitely rough to deal with. Alright. I think it's actually down this way. That hidden door. It's a door. You think it's a dwarven door. One thing I've noticed between playing this character and playing my my Vanguard fighter is I tend to like the other character's shield rush. Way more than this character's shield rush. I have shield smash, but I have a shield charge, but the range isn't quite as good, and you go all over a weird place. Holly is lurking because she's dealing with chicken stock on the stew. So, Holly, why are you making chicken stock? Alright. So, that's all kinds of fun. And one other kind of fun is when I go to the store tomorrow, I'm not going to be buying chicken stock. Probably should though. I'm going to be buying some vinegar. Because I understand that vinegar or ammonia is a really good way to get raccoons to get the hell off of your property. So we're going to make some raccoons feel very unwelcome in my house. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to dig their way in, and I think I heard one of them in the crawl space where the insulation goes. So I want that shit gone. I don't necessarily care about harming them, though the main concern that I have, of course, is that I have cats in the house and I don't want them to get rabies from the raccoons. And it's not always obvious if they're infected, so I need to get them out of there. Alright, there's still a trap, but I'm not caring. Alright. Give me this. Yoink. What is the shrine in here? Or is this? I have found that the Vanguard shield rush is a lot better about grabbing which mob to charge into than this Paladin version. Shield smash from Paladin. I'm not bothering with the notes because I'm at level cap, so it doesn't matter. XP doesn't matter to this
Alarmed,
character.
Foxpaw urges you to take the codex page he was studying.
Foxpaw is yet again. Oh, I forgot. I don't. Let me put my Featherfall boots back on. Durr. I think there's a shrine in here. Open sesame. There is a shrine.
Time to close eyes and dream of big, juicy rats and shinies.
Other news, Stormlost will soon get her snip done. She's got an appointment Tuesday evening at the vet to do the initial blood work, which is basically what they do to minimize any concerns about, you know, allergy to anesthesia or anything like that, because that is definitely a thing in some animals. But at this point, she is the best floof. She is a champion biscuit maker. She likes to knead her paws. And she loves to sleep on or around my feet on the bed. So whenever I wake up, I have to gently nudge her off the bed so I can actually get out of bed myself. Alright, we're going this way. And into the abyss with us. And we're going to do the optional down in the basement. And then we will... Alright, here we are. There's all the dretches. I'm going to have everybody wait up here for a minute while I go down to where...
You're not sure where this desolate clifftop might be. Judging from the demon population, though, it's probably some layer of the abyss.
There be demons here. I'm in lava, and I'm in deep lava. And so this is definitely not an optional I would do on hardcore, or on a hardcore character. down with us? Screw that. That guy's at. He was trying it. Hello. Okay, we need to get out of the way. Get over here. Come over here, sunshine. Come on, over here. Let's get everybody out of the damn lava. Lava bad. Get your ass back here. Over here. Over here. This fight's gonna take forever. But it's okay. Sometimes he has some good loot in the chest. Well, sometimes he doesn't. And this is basically the same Blazy Butt. I think I can't remember the actual name. Blazy Bro or something like that. I call him Blazy Butt, which these days is probably a name I should not be saying on DDO stream because glazing has a couple of different connotations, one of which is cheese. To glaze, basically. Seed on something. Y'all stay here. Come here. Come here. Stay here. Till I get back upstairs. I am very quiet today. My microphone has unfortunately been having some issues. I'll just boost the gain in XSplit. La la da 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 da. So I don't reboot my computer very often. But when I did the most recent time, I noticed, and the reason I had done it was because Discord was basically, had forgotten what my microphone was. And so I was like, well, screw this, I'll just do a system reboot. I fell in the lava. I fell in the deep lava. And so I have the microphone maxed out in most things. Oh, hey, you're almost dead. Well, now you are dead. Ow. And honestly, we don't need to stay for these guys. I don't need these guys for anybody or anything. So I'm going to just run up this hill like, you know, Kate Bush. My hires are still down in the basement, but I need to be careful to immediately then summon them. There we go. Alrighty. Now I do have a slight problem in that I need to go to the other hallway. And I forgot to do that. Because normally what I do is I go down this hallway, cut over here, go down, do all this, and then cut through here, and then come through here. But I did not do that. And, well, here we are. Ah! So what we're going to do is we're going to go through one of the other portals here. Oop. And now we are where I wanted to be. Oh, hey, we brought a rock with us. How nice. Alright, we need to go get the other page over here. This one's a lot easier, actually. Except I'm about to die. Back here. I said, oh, it's a lot easier over here. Hi, nice lady. I don't care about your talk.
The lecturer says you can take the codex page she was using as a prop.
As a prop. Hi, kobolds. Oh no, we're back in here again, and now we go down and go up, back up the hill. Ow! Leave me alone. I think the rock's gonna come with us again. Alright, and now we're here. I'm a little surprised I haven't seen a Reaper yet in this class. That's a little surprising. So I'm running on R1, thank you. Of course, now that I've said that, there's probably going to be some around here. Gonna go fight some more slods up in here. I'll fall and go boom. Yoink. Hi.
To your surprise, Calvin Riek allows you to take the codex page the Aurum had collected.
Mm-hmm. Because the Aurum are a bunch of dummies, but they're not that dumb. All right. Let's go fight a Fomorian and then a giant goddamn worm.
You're still hounding us? Then I need something bigger.
This is definitely a good dude to have, like, one of your hirelings tank him. Like, heal somebody. Because if he's aggroed on you, then you gotta watch out for his AoEs. He starts using his eye beam, like Cyclops from the X-Men. So one other fun thing, one other piece of news is I expect to be at PAX East again this year. The weekend of March 12th and 13th, no, wait a minute. Whenever the hell PAX East is this year. I think it's actually later March. But I expect to be there with bells on, so whatever Meetup Standing Stone winds up doing, which they, of course, they have announced absolutely nothing at this time, but I expect they're going to do something.
Yes,
it's been a tradition.
we'll find your pages in a moment. I just need to get rid of this annoyance first.
Now, where do you think those pages
Faster,
are?
purple worm, kill, kill!
At first, you think the librarian has been distracted by her deranged conversation
This is
with
a
the
blue
codex.
worm.
But then, a massive night crawler bursts
The
out
night
to attack
crawler,
you.
it's a big old gigantic worm. But I did get my media badge approval for PAX East, so assuming nothing breaks or whatever between now and then, me and my paid-off car will be making the drive to Massachusetts again. Where last year I got to hang out with Voodoo and
You
Nimbus.
brace yourself for another attack, but none comes.
Thank
The
God.
librarian is now completely engrossed in her dialogue with the evil artifact.
No, that's 100 leagues away. Show me the pages near where I am. We haven't much time before he arrives.
You place the codex pages on the device. This immediately draws the librarian's attention.
Fingers crossed.
What's that over there?
Good for good
More
loot.
of your pages! Let me get them for you.
The dispelment field
Make money,
flickers
no
to life
whammies.
as you pull the switch, breaking the Codex's hold on the librarian. What am I doing out here?
Why is the Codex in the library?
Nothing.
While this crisis is over, it's clear
Alas.
you'll need to find a permanent way to deal with the Codex and its corrupting aura.
Dun, dun, dun. Now, I'm not going to go back and do the quest all over again. It's not how I roll. I mean, I do in some cases, but I also want to get through the whole chain. And I want to also go talk to Steps real quick and see where I am. I don't think this character ever finished the talking to Steps portion of the process. So me having the Steps goggles does me no good in that case. Hi, Steps. Ooh, you know what I just realized? Has this character actually never talked to Steps before? Oh, hate you again. So, if I recall correctly, it's 2 Shining Reliquary weapons plus 10 Legendary Esoteric Relics to switch to the weapon of your choice. So if I want the legendary Shining Reliquary thing of whatever, then I am going to need to find 2 Shining Reliquary legendary ones. Let me go check my bank. I don't think I have any on this character specifically, but this character has actually run Vecna before. So let me see what I... Let me go dig up what I can find. Somebody call their character Backhander? They're a monk? Yes, they're a monk. Generally with a monk, you're not backhanding people, but you're punching them in the face. Okay, I have no Shining Reliquary weapons on this character. Go look in my 30s folder, see if I have anything here. Okay, I actually have 3 items I could give up. So, I have a heavy pick. Nobody uses picks, so we're gonna grab that. A Blessed Scepter. It's basically if you want to be a healer, and I don't run healers. Crossbows are always fun, so we're gonna go with this. We're gonna do it this way. The fun part is you can take these. Look at my ego. There we go. Actually, do I have the reliquary items I need though? I should check the important questions. Wrong bag. I have 6. Hold on. Back to the bank we go. So is the game still too loud versus me? I can turn the game down. Flaming Chihuahuas? Chihuahuas? That's not how you spell Chihuahuas, kids. I'm just saying. Okay, we use esoteric. Esoteric. I have 292. Hello. Thank you. Come here. Yoink. Alright, let's go back and talk to Steps. My god. The escape key just does not like me today. Alright, we also need to talk to the regular vendor to sell our shit. Hey, vendor. Vendor. Benny Beachy vendor. Actually, I kind of like that. Seeker and Keen. But the thing is, you never are going to use random gen loot, but I'm still going to hang on to it for right now. I did want to hang on to that too. Get rid of the rest of the crap. This way I don't accidentally see something and sell it. And I should be saving all this random gen loot and throwing it through Cane of Crafting on my on my crafting character. But this is not what I'm doing. Voodoo does have a video explaining how. Oh, you need 3 weapons. Crap. Hold, please. Hold, please. Let me go get the 3rd one. Because I don't really care about the crossbow either way. And I think I have more loot elsewhere. Hold on. Hold. We did have the item on the other character. Let me grab one over there. Somebody died at level 9 due to misadventure, which means they ate a trap, and the trap ate them. Nom 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 nom. Sentient food. Nom nom nom. Hi. So when Night Rebels is on, this thing has a fiery effect on it. I think the helmet does too. But the mace definitely does. It's one of my favorite things in the game. Also, when I was running with Mr. Voodoo the other day, we ran the purple worm, like a couple of us did. And somebody got that and said, anybody want this? I'm like, yeah, I could kind of use that on 2 different characters. And, well, okay. Lick. Okay, so I only have the short bow. But that's okay, because that means I can still save the crossbow. I would also like to point out, I got a Fey Twisted item the other day. The last stream, I had an amazing run in Feywild, just getting loot left, right, and center, including one specific piece from the build that somehow had actually left off the build guide, and because I took the stuff off the webpage and put it in a notepad file, that way I could just erase things that I picked up, and for some reason I never copied one of the rings over. So I was like, oh wait, I needed that, yay. So that kind of happened. But yeah, you can kind of see some of the cool stuff I wound up getting. I got the legendary robe of autumn winds out of Myth Draenor. So that is actually really nice for a caster. I got the Fey Twisted boots, again, really nice for a healer specifically. And I got the I didn't get that. I got the legendary Azure buckler, which is not the one I want. I want this, but I want this in the Feywild, the Symphony of the Fey event. So I did pretty good on looting stuff the other day. It was actually really happy. It made me really happy. All right, it's back to the grind. Back to the other character. Gonna make the game freak out. Like, how many times are you doing this? You're switching characters back and forth all the damn time. It's gonna make your game like, yes it will. It will do that. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Hey, give me stuff. Give me stuff. Okay, got that. Yoink. So now I do definitely have 3 Feywild weapons. Let me unlock that one. Wait a minute. That's the one I was... Hold on. Let me do this right. Let me throw that in there. We got that. We're going to unlock that. Oh, unlock. Alright. We're throwing this in here. You have to unlock them to sell them, or to put them through a menu like this. Okay. We're ready to do the thing for real this time. And I mean it this time. Give myself a heal. I'll go get some stuff here in a minute. Alright. I would like to exchange for a legendary dwarven weapon. Boop. Legendary, shiny, reliquary thingy of thingy. So, plop that there. Plop that there. And plop that there. Whoa! Dwarven axe! Dwarven war axe. Yes! Okay, so I'm gonna lock that down. I'm gonna put that in the bank. Thank you. By the way, it actually looks really cool. Let me show you.
Ooh, this is best part. Kobold nap time.
Alright. Basically, it looks like the one on the wall. Look at that. So one of the, I actually did like the appearance of a lot of these Vecna Unleashed weapons.
Oh, your hands stink. Like tall person.
Hey! Don't call me a tall person. I'm a PDK. We're short bastards. I'm a short bastard wielding a bastard sword. So, you know. Alright. Let's throw that in there for the other character. And let's move on to our next quest in the chain. Chain. Okay, hold on. We're farming gear, right? So let me focus on the quests that have gear in them versus the quests that don't. So this is not a quest that's going to offer me the gear that I'm looking for. Okay, that's not the quest that I'm looking for. Well, come over here and talk to the Traveler, because the Traveler is fun. We want to unlock his quest chain anyhow. Come on.
Tell me we not killing kobolds in sewer again.
Man. So two separate items drop from the Bark and the Bite, and I know that's a quest that a lot of people don't actually like. I personally don't mind it. I gotta say, I don't really care. Alright, we're gonna go talk to our friend Doris and get yelled at by the Lord of Blades. Doris is now a Titan Warforged. Now that she's got her soul back, because of course there is a whole story called, with the first quest is called Finding Doris, where Warforged were having their souls ripped out of them. Very, very rude. Holly bought chicken breasts with backs attached, removed the backs and bones, baked the chicken breast, turned the rest into soup stock. Hell yeah. The last time I tried to make any kind of stock was Thanksgiving, and I don't think it went very well. It didn't look like chicken or turkey stock, and it didn't taste like turkey stock. But at the very least, it wasn't too bad. Alright.
You arrive at the entrance to a training camp for the Lord of Blade soldiers, the agreed upon meeting place for your conversation with Doris.
There's a little bit of contradiction in DDO about how the Warforged are created or when they were created. And so it depends on which part of the game you're playing as to what
Ahead,
is the truth.
you see your sometimes ally, Doris, now a Warforged Titan. She's attended by some Blade Forged and a large Iron Defender. Clearly, she has risen in the ranks since coming to the Mournlands to follow the Lord of Blades. Doris has arranged an audience with the Lord of Blades for you, but in exchange, she's tasked you with training one of their recently uncovered weapons from the last
we're gonna
war.
bring the doggo with us.
You need to take the Iron Defender out and let it roam free across the glass plateau. The Blade Hound in training stretches, and lets out a metallic yip. He's all ready to go.
There's an optional down this hallway. It's basically your bog standard dojo fight. So I try to roll all the way in to get everybody in, but the doggo sometimes doesn't like to come. There we go. We're all in now. So, time for a dojo fight. This should be fun.
You have been asked to assist some Lord of Blade soldiers with their training. They turn towards you.
Notice the error. They got the RGB tag.
The first group of trainees gets ready to strike.
That's the only annoying thing about this quest is half the time you're trying to click on something and you wind up clicking on the dog and he pops up his UI. Hey, what do you want me to do? And we're like, leave me alone. Just stay on whatever you're on. I didn't mean to click on you, doggo.
A third group of soldiers hurries forward.
I never really understood the notion of dojo fights, but apparently it's a thing in martial arts movies. And in the whole martial arts culture. I remember reading about it first, I think, in a Piers Anthony novel, of all things. One about the incarnation of war, of wielding a red sword. Unfortunately, I've read that series way too much before I realized just how problematical Piers Anthony actually is. Because I never read the 5 billion Xanth novels with all the panty jokes and whatnot.
The next group of soldiers lunges towards
And the Incarnations novels are less problematic than some of these other ones, but they still have their problems. On the other hand, before I did all this stuff, I once did a task for myself, because I love time and history and chronologies. See also the Tale of Years in Tolkien. And I once went through all of his books and did a close reading of it to determine what happened, when, and which year approximately, who did what to when, and how and why. And wrote a chronology for the Incarnations Brutality series. And that is actually somewhere still on a website, and is the official chronology as approved by Anthony himself. And in fact, during my research, I wound up finding a major continuity error in the books.
the final group of soldiers readies their blades.
And then came up with a solution that he adopted as canon. Honestly, one of the main reasons why I started reading this series is because the amazing covers on the, I believe, the Del Rey editions by Michael Whelan. Like when you have Death in the first novel sitting in what's clearly a car based on a, 1979 Chevy Corvette. The old Stingray kind. And oh my gosh. and his artwork has been all over the place. Obviously, Dragon Riders Return is a big one. He's done a lot of stuff for Stephen King, the Dark Tower series specifically. CJ Cherry, he's done some stuff for her. And he's really, really good. And it's actually interesting. He does.
You've defeated all the soldiers in the training
social media
exercise.
on Blue Sky.
They now know where they need to improve their fighting skills.
And occasionally, I mean, he does have somebody who does most of the postings for him, but he occasionally does reply to fan and client comments. It's actually really cool. Okay, so we didn't have to do the optional, but it's a fun little fight to get into, and sometimes you never know, you might get something out of the chest, you might not. And then there is a shrine over here that you can stop in and use, and not have to worry about the shrines.
Time to close eyes and dream of big, juicy rats and shinies.
The thing is, like, a lot of people may not be aware. There are actually, I don't know if he did any more after, like, he did the first 5 books, right? On a Pale Horse, wielding a red sword, basically death, war, nature, time, and fate. And those are the 5 incarnations he originally covered. And then for some reason he decided to go a little bit overboard. And he did an amazing novel. Actually, I think my favorite in the series is the one about Satan, the For Love of Evil. Because it ties into... Because at the end of the 5th book, the girl who is nature, who is the incarnation of nature, meets a man called Natasha, and over the course of the story falls in love with him. And then come to find out, Natasha is actually Satan in disguise. But the problem is, there was like this whole arranged wedding, and everybody is like, no, wait, this is no. What are we doing here, people? Like all the other incarnations are bearing witness, and they're like, what the hell are we getting into? But at the point of the moment, where she had to say, you know, do you love him or not? And she had to go, yeah, I still love this guy. And then for Love of Evil, you see his whole story leading up to that point, and he was surprised because he didn't think
you step out of the dimension door and into the desolate landscape.
The guy who was the incarnation of evil was actually a good guy,
shining
an
obsidian
honorable dude.
glints everywhere you look, from the ground beneath your feet to spires that jut into the sky.
However, he then went off the rails a bit.
Model 8912F fidgets enthusiastically beside you. The Iron Defender is eager to begin its daily training on the plains.
Yep, you still can't see wisps. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen a moat. Did I miss a moat? Because we beat more than 10 dudes in the Modojo fight. Let me... Yeah, I don't see a message about a moat anywhere. Yep, that's gonna get real fast. Did we come in this quest on Reaper? Hold. We did. And it's a 10% Reaper bonus weekend. So, hell yes. So, then the 7th book in this series was, you know, if you're going to do a book about Satan, you got to do a book about God. And it was not as interesting as
a horde of
the book about
undead
evil.
creatures stands frozen. It's
Get the Quell, get the Quell, get the Quell!
in a memory.
Because Quell's bad. I mean, no turnable objects in range. What the hell? I lacked. Oh, crap. There's a boot gone. Screw you guys! Now you can be turned. Oh, man. I really do hate that. Oh, I'm fighting with other people. Yeah, Quells first because Quells can hit me with Intercession. If they hit me with Intercession, I can't do jack shit until then. Or I get Great Arresto from my Hireling. Or I hit myself with a Great Arresto, because I can do that too. Like this. So good. So the sixth book was the seventh book was about God, and it kind of went off the rails, and it also included something Piers Anthony is unfortunately infamous for, which is kind of skeevy things with young girls. In that one of the romances was between a older judge, not like an old man judge, but probably in his 50s, and a young either biracial or person of color prostitute. So basically, he would prosecute these people, and he himself was like, look, I prosecute these dudes, but I kind of like what they're, whatever. And there were some really weird things in it. But ultimately, there was, they realized that the actual God, the God in heaven, was derelict in their duty. And so the people of Earth voted to consider the office of good vacant, and then there was a new office holder. And you can imagine how well these books would have gone over with actual Christian religious people. They would have been fine with everything up to the Satan book, but the whole point about replacing God, what the fuck? They would not have been happy. And I'm, well, hello, moat. Nope. Nope, just an enemy. Where's my moat? Where's my moat? I don't see a moat anywhere. I don't see a moat anywhere. There's no moat here. Alright, let's go beat up an optional. So, at the end, I was like, okay, the seventh book was a week. Oh, there's a Reaper. First Reaper of the evening.
White, and a cluster of undead followers rise up.
Yeah, we're gonna kill the Reaper.
Ready to attack.
Kill the Reaper. Kill the Reaper. Oh, there's my moat. Finally. Turn, everybody. Turn around. So after the end of the seventh book is when I did the chronology and did everything. Like, I did page citations and everything. It's like, okay, it's this edition of the book, printed this year by this publisher, and this is the page number. You know, that whole kind of thing. I mean, I did the whole proper scholarly, citation thing here. Tab on the guy, man. We can't turn him. I'm keeping an ear out to see if the mode is going to complain about pissing off here in a minute. And so I published it, and and then sent him a copy of it at one point, because he, at the time, I don't know if he still does, but he had like a website where you could send him an email or whatever. And I sent them the link. And he was apparently working on
The remains of the
another
undead slide across the
book
glassy
in
ground.
the series. Okay, the moat's complaining. So let's trigger the moat. And he decided to use my chronology as research. It was like, basically, he had forgotten all of the things that were in the timeline, and so he needed to remember what happened when and blah blah blah. And so my thing wound up becoming his a research tool for him, which is actually kind of cool, despite the the skeeviness of some of his works and whatnot, the questionability of some of his works. The problematic nature of some of his works and some of his concepts, right? And he sent me the manuscript, like a copy of the manuscript before it got published. It was about the incarnation of Night, the only one who had been the same incarnation like for the entirety of creation. Because all the other incarnations, if you have never read the series, the incarnations are offices, and a human person is chosen to, well, all of the modern incarnations, like there's like major incarnations and minor incarnations, but the majors, death, time, fate, war, nature, good and evil, and night. What happened is, in the long ago past of the series, there were the incarnations of the day and the single incarnation of the night, but the day used to have one incarnation, and then they split into the various offices of good, evil, and the other 5. So, and then the minors. It's kind of like the Valar and the Maiar, kind of, majors and minors from Tolkien. Alright, she dead now. Alright, let's do the Lute. And so, apparently a fan had sent him an idea, because he had resisted doing a book about the incarnation of night, because he couldn't really figure out how to continue the series after he had put a nice little bow on it. But a fan sent him an idea, and he ran with it, and he wrote the book. He sent me the manuscript. It was the worst goddamn fanfic I had ever read in my entire freaking life. It was terrible. Like, the very first chapter included every freaking trope in fantasy and science fiction combined. Time travel, alternate realities, cloning, and the actual climactic end fight at the end of the book involved something similar from his Phase Proton books, the planet, like the technical planet of the games, and then the fantasy planet, twin planet of all magic and whatnot. But it used the concept of the Proton games, and the game that was chosen was competitive sex. It was really gross. I love the Phase and Proton series. Those are actually really interesting. There were a few skeevy bits about those two, but not as bad as the Xanth series. I don't think anything is as bad in his stuff. But I was actually really, really sad. Like, there was the one segment where they were trying to save the world in one of the books, and then, like, 2 of the aspects, like, 2 of them had to go to one pole of the planet, and 2 had to go to the other pole, and one pole had very, very slow time, so they aged very, very slowly while everybody else in the main area was doing whatever. And then 2 folks volunteered to go to the other pole where time went very quickly, so they basically went there and turned into dust. So it was interesting and weird. But the book about Nox, the incarnation of night, was just god awful. It was. I didn't have the heart to tell him just how bad it was. Like, I have written some pretty bad fanfic in my day, and this just blew any of that crap out of the water. I felt a lot better about my bad fanfic when I got done reading it. The flip side of that, the interesting side of that, the ironic part of that is the fact that if you read the author's note to, it's called Under a Velvet Cloak, I think it is. I think he wound up self-publishing it. I don't think anybody wanted to publish it. It was so bad. But when he published it, he linked my URL and mentioned me by the name Phoenix, which is how I introduced myself. So I'm immortalized, pun intended, in the final, hopefully final series of Incarnations of Immortality. That thing needs to be retconned. That book 8 needs to be retconned so freaking bad. But the sad thing is he misgendered me. He thought he used the he, him for, like, he Phoenix. And like, no, Phoenix is a girl, come on. And I did bother correct him about that. I was just so...
A rush of cold
so
air
bad.
sends a chill down your spine. The wind
Kill
whistles.
the quells first,
as
kill the
runs
quells
past.
first, kill the quells first. Cause I don't want to be interceded. Nope, here's another quell over here. Was it? Where's the quell? Oh, right here. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, there's two of them! Who's gonna get me interceded? Where's Sunshine? Knock you down. Leave Ron alone, you jerk! Alright, quells are down. I remember when this quest first came out, the floor below was supposed to be obsidian, but it had this shiny aspect that really was very distracting. It was very disorienting. And so they eventually fixed it. I'm like, thank you, Standing Star. Okay, there's a shrine. I don't particularly need the shrine, but the hires probably could use it.
An army of specters emerges from beneath the glass that covers their final resting
What do
place.
you mean I lack conviction? Let's put that back on. Let's try that again. You leave my musil. Again, that's probably the worst part about this quest is if you accidentally wind up selecting or hitting the U button to use something. You make the doggo think you want to talk to him, and I'm like, no, doggo, I am not here to talk to you, Sunshine. Okay, Fear Reaper can go bye-bye. No, get out of my way. I need the Reaper. Don't fear the Fear Reaper. Okay, Fear Reaper dead. Alright, big boy dead. Oh, no, he's not dead. He was just faking. He's a fakey.
The last specter vanishes into the fog.
fire. Oh, we still gotta kill some spooters. Alright, we got them all. Where's the note? Over here. Yeah, bonded message with this. Left to right, 323124. That's basically how to get past the puzzle ahead. And honestly, it's a code Standing Stone uses a lot, or Turbine did back in the day. Alright. I'm gonna have the shrine, the higher shrine. I don't personally need it, but they sure as hell do. But yeah. I have opinions about Piers Anthony. I also have opinions about, I mentioned Dragon Riders of Pern earlier. I also have opinions about Dragon Riders of Pern. Very, very big opinions about Dragon Riders of Pern. Again, Anne McCaffrey did some many wonderful things. She was also not the nicest of ladies. She would run people over on with her scooter at Dragon Con if they got in her way. She wasn't the nicest of ladies. But again, Dragon Riders of Pern, very seminal series. But there's also some things I didn't like about a lot of Anne McCaffrey's works. Like, she had this thing about age, like relationships between older men and younger women in her books, like Flar and Lessa. And she wrote these amazing female characters. Like, most of her female characters are really amazing. You know, not even, you know, just the good guys and bad guys, but like Lessa's such an amazing character in and of herself. Kilishandra, Manali, however you say her name. Who's the other one? The one with Helva, the ship that sings. I haven't read the books yet. I know the concept of the Brain and Brawn series about, you know.
You are bombarded by waves of heat. They billow from the lava pools, dotting this clearing.
Is there a quell here? There's a quell. But one of the things that always drove me bonk. Oh, the Tower and Hive series, which the Tower and Hive series were really good until she introduced the other aliens. Like the stories of how the telepaths became like legally recognized and whatnot, and, you know, like how humanity discovered telepathy, telekinesis, like the talents. And, you know, there's some really good stories in that. But then she took the main character of the Rowan, who was this amazing character who... Alright, here we go.
A cluster of floating stones hovers above a circle of lava.
So everybody in, bring the doggo in and tell him to stay. And again, 3, 4, 1, 2.
The last stone glows as it hovers into place, opening a passage to the west.
Alright, you have to always, I always forget to tell the doggo to follow. Now I remembered. If she writes these amazing characters, like Kilishandra is probably one of the worst cases of it. It's like extremely capable characters, spends the entirety of her story being the heroine and, you know, winning the whatevers and, you know, solving the situation and, you know, becoming rich and famous and with the best of the best of the best without her sir. And at the end of the story, basically turns them into this sappy, oh, I'm gonna turn my entire life over to this dude. And have them become completely submissive. It's like, okay, there's a partnership here that you can have with your strong female character, your three-dimensional female character, and then their love interest character. Right? There's always this thing that you can do to make it so that your heroine doesn't just turn into the second fiddle in her own book in the last chapter. Which is pretty much what she does a lot.
You see a gigantic figure
Lessa wound
formed
up
out
doing
of molten glass, standing atop an island in the pool of lava. When it notices you, the massive form lunges forward.
Intercession over. Let's nuke this guy. Another problematic thing that McCaffrey did was that she cast it so that, I mean, she framed it as, oh, I did something nice for gay people in my book. And in 1968, yeah, but she kept at it, and she apparently had a very low opinion of gay people in that, she wrote them often as being very flaky, as being incapable of any kind of leadership role or having any goddamn sense whatsoever, and I really hated how she portrayed that. And because of the rigid hierarchy of dragons, dragon society is like, if you didn't, impress or bond with a larger male dragon, a bronze or a brown, you had zero chance of any kind of leadership. It's like, oh, the dragons know! I'm like, yeah, but if all of your big dragon character, dragon rider characters, bronzes and browns are always pets, then it's like, you're kind of saying something bad.
The golem melts into the lava and disappears.
Yeah. Go bye-bye. Okay, that was the way we came. Alright. No. We're going this way, kids. We're going this way. Don't die. Don't die. Don't me die either.
You find yourself back at the dimension door where you first arrived.
Now we do the other
You're
half
ready
of the
to
quest.
return to the Lord of Blades camp with a satisfied Iron Defender in tow.
Yep. Of course, you have to return the doggo. You can't take the doggo with you to the second half of the quest. You did not read those? Yeah. I mean...
You return the Iron Defender to Doris after a successful day training on the Glass Plateau.
Thank you.
Doris grunts in approval. I guess your meaty little brain was good enough for something as simple as this. She opens a portal to the Lord of Blades' current location. I've kept up my end of the bargain, but it's not my fault if he obliterates you for daring to impose. Until we meet again, fleshy. Rumbling chants can be heard issuing from further down this barren canyon. It's likely the Lord of Blades soldiers, training. An army of the Lord of Blades soldiers bows under the scorching sun. The Lord of Blades himself presides over them,
Where's the
standing
scorching sun?
before
Right
a
there,
metal
I guess?
throne.
One of the other things about the Dragon Riders is, the smaller dragons, the blues and the greens, generally ridden by gay dudes. Some women got to ride the green dragons. There were no women that rode any bronzes, browns, or blues. In her books, her son kind of ripped that up. The Dragon Riders of Pern mushes out there back in the 90s. Oh, we had all kinds of fun rewriting a lot of her things, or making exceptions, or otherwise finding story reasons as to why something suddenly changed. Because we were a little bit more flexible than she was. But, Yeah. The blues and the greens outnumbered the brownses and browns by like half the dragons were green. Mostly ridden by men. And they mated with blue dragons, and when your dragon has mates, you yourself decide to grab somebody and go to town.
The Lord of Blades tells you that a group of fleshlings have broken into an abandoned manufactory nearby. He asks you to stop them from plundering what the Warforged consider one of their birthplaces. The Warforged renegade speaks in his steely, imposing voice.
Those fleshlings have the impudence to walk in our sacred halls. Though that factory has fallen to ruin,
I love these doors so much.
whatever is inside belongs to the Warforged alone.
He directs you towards your destination, a corridor to the west.
Like her Crystal Singer books were really good.
The inside of this manufactory
the world building
smells
on them
of
was
toxic
amazing.
chemicals and the grease
The
from
problem
defunct
is,
machinery.
again, it's like
You immediately
had a
spot
good
the
thing and then you
intruders,
ruined
a
it.
squad of hidden hand thieves who have come to uncover the facility's secrets.
And she turned her Killis Chandra character into it, honestly. Throughout most of the third book in the series. Like, I think the second book... Why am I still doing that? Let me put this over here. There we go. Freezing things. Like, the first book, Crystal Singer, was the best world-building one. And then she changed up some of the details. Like, okay, this moon is named after this Irish place, and this other moon's name... And then this moon's purpose is this, and this other moon's purpose is that. And then she flip-flopped them, and it was like, it kind of threw me up. But, like, the first book was about Killa becoming a crystal singer and learning about the world of Ballet Brown and, you know, figuring out how to mine or sing black crystal, which is, like, the rarest and most expensive and most important, blah, blah, blah. And she finds a lover by the end of the book, who's the guild master, of course. But it wasn't as bad. And then in the second book, Killa goes through this whole adventure. And again, great world building of this planet being controlled by, you know, the government. And the government subjecting the citizens to subliminal messaging to keep them from... Nobody ever wants to leave up there, yeah. We're all it's such a happy planet. We never want to leave. And that's because the local government was doing some shenanigans. But the third book is basically kind of like... She just, like, killed off one of the best characters in the other two books, just out of hand, in the third book, and she introduced new concepts. And I don't mind an author, like, introducing some new concepts in their books. Like, most of the Pern books, the Dragon Riders of Pern books, are set in a society where it's... The primary mode of living is kind of medieval. I mean, there are sci-fi elements, but they're not right in your face. The society has regressed from the sci-fi origins, and so they're kind of just living in they're living in a medieval time. And then she introduced the tech and finding the ancients into the story, and it kind of ruined the story. I mean,
more hidden hand cultists
suddenly you have
wait in this
people
room.
on Pern learning how to make computers,
is accompanied by an iron
and you
defender.
had plastics,
They scavenge
and
through the
you
ruins.
had plans to destroy the Red Star, which spun threads and everything, and it's like, yeah, it's really interesting, but you kind of ruined what made Pern was so good. The best Pern book is called Moretta, Dragon Lady of Pern, and it's the story itself is of a pandemic.
The Iron Defender collapses in disrepair. No doubt a Lord of Blade soldier will come to retrieve it.
And the people of Pern trying to figure out how to figure it out. And how to save the planet, save the Dragon Riders. And it's a tragic story. But it was so well told.
You find a locked door.
The
It seems
more
to require a
recent books
spoken
were about
passcode to
upending
open.
that whole status quo, and such a way that it didn't. It felt really odd.
Stationary gears
But with the
line
Crystal
walls
Singer
of this
books,
chamber.
the third book
You see the
basically
plaque
you had
containing
two
the door's
books of
password
this
in
is
the
how
far
the
back,
world works,
blocked by a magic barrier.
and then the third book is like, oh, we found this thing, and oh, by the way, it's going to kill this favored NPC, or this favored character that we all loved from the two previous books. And oh, we're going to kill off her lover as well. But she had found another lover in the second book, and they were all so sweet, and whatever. And then she and her new lover had a 70-year-long estrangement. One of the things about the Crystal Singer books is if you're a Crystal Singer, you get an extended long life, like couple hundred years or so. But the third Crystal Singer book kind of threw all of that out the window. And he came up with the idea that, oh my god, we have to think about the fact that suddenly this Heptite Guild no longer... I mean, they still had a monopoly on the crystals because of the nature of the planet they mined them on. And suddenly they were looking at the possibility that they were going to be out of business soon. Alright, let's see if I remember these. I think these go opposites.
The first set of wheels clicks into place.
I think yellow was always yellow. It might be the other yellow.
The second set of wheels
Or they're both yellow.
clicks into place.
Okay. And you have to look at the code. It's always the same, 6193.
You found the passcode that opens the door in the hall.
And you can't just go down to this door and just say the word. You have to actually do the puzzles to get the word. And then you come down here, and then you go /say. 61953.
The door groans open.
And then in the last chapter of Crystal Singer, like the last chapter or two, her second lover, who has now replaced her first lover as Guildmaster, and they had an estrangement because one of the problems of ballet brand crystal mining, crystal singing, is that it destroys your memory. And then you forget where you mine something. It's all world building. It's actually really fascinating. But it's like she had this change of how this world worked, this universe worked, this particular reality worked. And I didn't mind the upending quite as much. Except she turned her character into just this complete and utter harridan who was basically rude to her lover and the guildmaster. Treated him extremely badly. Very badly.
Psst, guys. If anybody
And he kind of
out
just took it
there,
on the chin.
This is great time for ambush.
And then he went missing. They eventually reconciled, but she was still kind of like, whatever. And then he went missing in a hyperspace accident. And suddenly she was the one who had to run the guild. And so she wound up getting all of her memories back because of this new thing introduced in this book. And she was running the guild. She was doing the job. She fixed crystal mining. She fixed people losing their memories. She figured out... I don't know why the medical teams couldn't figure this out on their own. But she figured it out. She solved the problems. She was doing all the things. And then in the very last couple of pages, she gets an excited message saying that her boy is coming back, the guild master, and he's going to basically take everything back over. She's never going to sing Black Crystal again because she now knows where all of her crystals were over the past 400 years, so she can tell the people where to go get it. And then she turns into this complete saccharine, soppy calling him Lars Love every other word. And it was the most cringy thing. I cannot stand the last page, the last couple of pages of that book at all. It's so bad. It's like, okay, I understand that she just got her lover back and that she had thought he was dead forever and lost forever, and she basically fixed all the things that he couldn't fix over 70 years in like a week and a half. It took more than that, but like a month and a half or something. But she was suddenly she's like, I'm not the guild master anymore. I'm just gonna be this cutesy little wifey kind of character. And it's like, this character had so much of her own agency, and now suddenly she ain't got none.
You went to the
guys.
room, only to find another group of Hidden Hand disciples huddled in the dark. They stand in front of what appears to be long-lost weapons. One of the cultists calls out as you approach. Ha! So, another fool seeks the secrets of this metal too. Too bad. We've already found its greatest prize. Behold, this manufacture is Hidden Weapons. At their command, the machines roar to life.
Kill the cleric, kill the cleric, kill the cleric. This one toast. And in the Tower books, she had this wonderful character called the Rowan. Again, a strong, well-developed character who becomes not quite subservient to the character who eventually winds up becoming her mother. They definitely had more of a partnership than some of her other characters after they got together. But I think more problematic for her was the second book in this series called Damia, about their daughter, who winds up hooking up with their best friend, who is like 25 years older than she was. She was actually there when she was born. And there's some skeevy stuff in that story too. He basically, kind of like a Twilight thing. I think maybe the Twilight author got an idea from this about how he kind of bonded with her when she was an infant or in the womb or something. That he was always cleaning up after her, and she was like the most spoiled rotten brat. You know, prodigy child, the strongest telepath, telekinetic they had, blah blah blah, and she had the sense of somebody who did not like to be told.
The long-abandoned weapons fall, inert once more.
Alright.
With the threat subdued and the Hidden Hand intruders dealt with, you may return to the Lord of Blades to receive what you are owed.
You thought of that part is my life is back together, now I'm taking a holiday for doing anything new. I can kind of see that as well. Hey, Lord of Blades, do the thing.
The Lord of Blades raises his fist and declares,
Alright, we
"A
have
vow has been made.
two different
When the time
items
comes,
that could
I
potentially
will render
drop
my
from this
aid
quest.
against this intruder god. Yet your destiny until
Either a
then
neck piece
lies squarely on your own shoulders."
or the hat.
You have struck a deal
Fingers
with the Lord
crossed.
of Blades. Now to return to Moorgrave and continue your preparations against Vecna.
Actually, I lied. It wasn't the hat. It was the legendary Bladesworn bandolier. A belt piece. Quality fort, quality physical sheltering vitality, mythic belt boost 3. Hello, nurse. So, I was wrong. There were 3 items that were supposed to drop from this quest, and we got one at the best possible Well, the only thing it could have missed is it doesn't have a Reaper boost on it, but it does have the Mythic Belt boost, so that's gonna make it nicer. So we're not re-rolling this chest for any love of money. No, 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 no. Alright. So, let me remove that from my list of stuff I need to farm. So that was 1. That was 2. Huh. Okay. None of this stuff actually matters, honestly. Alright, let's go put our new loot in the bank and sell the stuff we're not going to be using. And then I will start the giveaway, because I said there's going to be a giveaway. Those brave souls who have stuck around will be able to participate in the giveaway here in just a moment. Don't click on the other player. I want this. Here, thank you. There we go. Chuck that in there. Again, that is actually one of the items we were looking for this build. So, sweet. Okay. The helmet drops from Party 101. I've run that a few times. The cloak is enemy of my enemy. Yeah, we can do, Paper Trail also has the shield possibly gonna drop. Alright. Let's, sell things real quick. Clear our bags. Hi, not you. Hold on, do I need a hireling? There's one. Okay, the one here is gone, so I only have 1 hireling on me. I always like to have 3 of the particular hirelings before I go adventuring, just in case. So, let's repair my stuff. Party Belt of Jump. Constitution 15 is not bad. That's actually a decent piece of rando gen loot. Double strike, insightful, disable. A trapper with a sword? Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that at all. Okay. I'm gonna go to the Orient Express. Which hireling would I say is the tankiest? I got some points, and now I'm a prefect, so I want to go talk to Fordola Bana. I hate the fact that the Moorgrave person is in the thing here. I'm actually gonna take the Sky Coach over to the cliff top, and that way I can just use my teleport to come right back. I wanted to go to the Drunken Dragon, didn't I? Oh well. You call the character Booger the Boogarian? Is it like Ghost of the Gozerian? Okay, I don't know how... Well, obviously I lost some hit points for doing that. But I didn't see the, wait, what do they got there? Porthos... Okay, alrighty. Alright, hello, nice lady. +2 skill bonus to search and spellcraft. Those don't really do much for this character. Bum 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 bum. Did I get my hirelings? Did I buy my hirelings? I did not, like a dumbass. Well, we'll go up and get them when we get back to upper level. But let's go do the thing. So what hireling would I say is the tankiest? Of the ones that I personally have, if I'm gonna use something for a tanky, I'd probably go for Teal or the Shield Guardian. You need a victim, as it were. Hot. Nope, wrong door. Correct door. Thank you. Albreath, greater than Bulwark. The only thing Bulwark is better for is Divine Vitality if you need it. Alright, I'm going to throw this belt into the vault. What about those? We could. So, Venny, could you explain why you need a victim for this? Again, R1 shenanigans. Here we go. So the thing we want to get out of this quest is the cloak. The legendary duelist cloak. Hi, Mr. Traveler.
A figure in a familiar hat stands next to a nondescript door. He gestures for you to join him.
This fight has a spicy end fight for sure. Alright. I said there's going to be a giveaway. I am not going to lie. Giveaway, reset. Giveaway. Open points. Had to remember to change the keyword to points. Points. Alright. Let's make everybody active. Let's do buffs. So just put the word points in chat. No exclamation points. It is case insensitive. It cares not for your feelings or its capitalization. Punctuation. You need to farm the purple rares by using a sneak attack build, so any higher can keep aggro even for a little bit will help you get it done. Ooh. So, which purple rares? Which expansion? The Myth Draenor ones, the Isle of Dread ones, or the Lamordia ones? Because I once ran a under-level favored soul as the healer. Isle of Dread might try for Myth later. Ooh, okay. Hey, I put the fourth wall link back on. Because guess what? I'm going to be making some Stormlost merch here pretty soon for the store. And I noticed it was still active. So if you want a t-shirt with the Thief Kitty on it, or the Druidsfire best, you know, because Bluefire is best fire logo that I normally have on my videos. That is, it's available as well. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of merch. Not much. I don't want to be like, buy my merch, shove it in your face kind of deal. I always feel weird asking people to participate in streamer culture that way. It's like, I'm streaming for funsies. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here. But I understand that I do have some long-term fans who might want to have that Thief Kitty thing. Or a Stormlost. I mean, wouldn't it be cool to have a t-shirt with Stormlost on it? Though I am probably going to create a Stormlost as an adult kitten Twitch emote here pretty soon. Because the one that we have now is when she's a kitten. She still is technically a kitten, except she's going for her blood work to get snipped next week, so it's soon. She's almost an adult kitty cat.
The Traveler requests that you speak to Lady Ilmero's assistant, while they speak to Lady Ilmero in private.
That's right, the Traveler is a they.
The assistant tells you that you may join Lady Ilmero in the office. As you enter the office, you see the Traveler having a conversation with a shadowy form. This must be Lady Ilmero.
No!
She glares at you as you approach.
So with the purple rares, I have run with an under-level favored soul. And I know I need to click on Lady Ilmero. Doing the experiment one. And the other two as well. But we mainly ran against the experiment. It's the one I've run against the most often. And the favored soul could just stand back and cast closed wounds on everybody. And unfortunately, I did not have full res on her. I just had raised dead. But there was one person in our group who was severely under gear. Must have been a first life character with 0 gear. And they were also under level. And they kept dying. So I just kept resing them. I just stood back. Heal, 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 heal. Res, heal, heal, heal. And then when I get bored and everybody's topped up and they're not getting murdered, I'm like, you know, sending all the favorite soul happy nuke stuff right on the bad guy. It was so much fun. And then another time, this character wound up kiting the experiment by doing a crap ton of backpedaling and throwing the Immortal Sun Flask at him to keep aggro, while the person I was questing with, my duo buddy, was just basically stabbing him in the back and in the shins and whatnot. It was in the hamstring. It was actually really fun. But it took forever to kill him that way. Alright. It's better to grab a group to run those purple rares. This character has run the Mithran or Purple Worm a few times, and the Dragon a couple of times with Voodoo and a few other folks. It's been fun. It's a lot quicker doing it with other people than doing it with hirelings. I'm just saying. But still, if you need somebody to get aggro and then you can sneak attack and murder it, go to town.
The unexpected sound of shouts comes from the room you were just in.
No, the hidden hand
Intruders.
jackasses.
To your amazement, Lady Ilmero emits a burst of deadly magic that cuts down the intruders. Her shape changes.
How dare they enter here? How dare they make demands of me? Let this be a warning to all who follow this insolent new god.
This is no ordinary elf woman. This is the legendary lich, Lady Vol.
Take this portal. It will bring you closer to the vessel. Know that it will take belief to bypass its wards and claim it for yourself.
You emerge from the portal and find yourself in a narrow maze of alleyways somewhere in the Greywall district.
I liked, I didn't really participate in the old Traveler stuff. Where's the Reaper? Kill the Reaper, kill the Reaper, kill the Reaper. There's the sniper back there. I remember one time they brought it back. Some years ago. They only brought it back once in all the time that I was playing DDO. I remember getting to give Tal an egg or something. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong event. I never did get to play OG Maybar, aka Lagfest Central. probably would have enjoyed it because I love Halloween events in video games. As long as they're not like Diablo-esque.
You enter the room to find several members of the Emerald Claw deep in contemplation. They acknowledge your entry, but continue with their vigil.
We are still 1 month away from Amanda's producer letter, eh? Wow, you're bold to actually use her real name. Most people wouldn't. But yes, that is Tolero's real name. I probably would if I was like talking to her in person again. But I'm just so used to calling her Tolero, I didn't really know her by her real name. Like, Cordo, I will definitely call him Jerry to his face. Then again, hey Jerry, how you doing? I have pet Miss Elizabeth Bennet, the kitty cat. And she is a very purry thief. But, with regards to your actual question about the producer letter, I don't know. Generally February-ish, so I would expect probably sometime next month, question mark? Okay. We'll go this way. Oh, so I have my Featherfall boots on and not my turning bad guys. There aren't too many undead in this quest, I don't really care. But honestly, I'm expecting them to take their sweet old time on getting the producer letter out, because it's gonna have to be a good one. Because next month is the 20th anniversary of DDO. That's a huge fucking deal. Oh, hey, there's my moat. Hold on, let's get these guys dead first, and then I'll deal with the moat. I'm keeping an eye out, an ear out for the moat to see if it's gonna complain about going away. This isn't as bad of a fight as we had in Bark and Bite. So, if I just pay attention and keep myself healed, I'll be better. Hidden hand, come to my aid! No, that ain't happening, dog. Alright. Let's play a loot. We're gonna go over 800 on our loot here. No matter what happens. Assuming we don't die. And this is actually pretty good. We can, like, park everybody right in that corner and just murder dudes. Be a murder hobo! I want to actually fight one of the purple ones. I keep getting the blue ones. And though, last time I did a moat on this character, wound up getting a green moat. I'm like, what the fuck? On a level 32 quest? How dare you? How dare you, DDO? It has to have a D20. We have to have some kind of D20 loot or something. The logo has to be a D20. And I'm actually kind of forgiving the dev team for a lot of their silence and whatnot of late, because we know they're working on the 20th anniversary. We know they're trying to get the game stabilized for it to be a success. We know it's gonna be a big goddamn deal. I'm personally expecting things like free expansions, a code for, free expansions, a code for, or just log in and suddenly you got these expansions. And I mean like the good ones. Like, you get the goodies from the website kind of expansions. Like, everybody gets Isle of Dread for free. With the autos box, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting, is that's on my bingo card, right? For the DDO 20th anniversary. Everybody gets Isle of Dread with an autos box. If you already have it, you get another one. And the reason I say something like that is because when Lotro had their 15th anniversary, They gave everybody all of the expansions up to that point, up to a certain point, and they gave everybody the goodies that came from the website. You definitely want them to take their time to do things right, but giving a heads up to build hype is also consideration. Yeah, Venny, I totally agree with you. They are kind of dropping the ball on building hype, and I think they really need to do a little bit of this. Maybe get your Strim Toms, your Voodoos. You got a whole freaking raft of us DDO content creators. We can hype the shit out of stuff. Let me do my thing before the moat goes away. And they need to start doing it now. I totally agree. I mean, the problem of the anniversary being at this time of year in February means they're just coming off the holiday break, right? And some awareness of what's going on the other game side. They just launched their expansion in December. And they also had a holiday break. And there are some shared resources between the two. The art teams are the same. There's no DDO art team and Lute art team. There's the art team, and they handle both games. And they're hip deep in a whole bunch of fun things. I'm expecting we're going to get UI scaling this year. Only because I've seen it in Lute, and it looks amazing. But Tolero was the one who was very cautious about it at Gen Con, which was in August. So plenty of time has passed. And she was very cautious and said that she wasn't sure if it could be ported one-to-one to DDO because DDO has some special secret sauce. And we can't go this way.
This gate is securely fastened from the
We're
other
gonna go
side.
jump up and down.
But the nearby walls and floor are riddled with cracks.
I wanted to break the floor.
Maybe you can find a way in and around. The pavement beneath you cracks and then gives way. You've stumbled into the sewers.
I love
and
the rat
someone
names.
else's territory.
The rat names are so much fun.
Curses at you for invading their
His
sewers.
curses at you. What are we, Irish all of a sudden? Why are the rats doing the chicken dance? Why? As a resident of Cincinnati, Ohio, I am well familiar with the chicken dance. It's an annual tradition around here. Okay, we came down that way. So yeah, apparently the rat's actual dance is the chicken dance. Oh no, I am helpless! Goes from the chicken dance to songs from Hamilton. Hi guys, what you doing? I'm gonna freeze y'all. So for those who don't know, I don't know if we still do it to be quite honest, but every year Cincinnati has one of the largest Oktoberfests in the world. In fact, one year we were second only to Munich, Germany. So, oh no, level 10, Thornery. So, stop hitting me, stop hitting me, stop hitting me! And so at Oktoberfest, there's a thing in Cincinnati called Fountain Square. It's basically a square with a fountain in it downtown. And every year they try to set a Guinness World Record for the largest number of people dancing along to the chicken dance and playing along with the song on kazoos. With some celebrity, some B-C-list celebrity. Sometimes they get an A-list celebrity. Like one year they had Davy Jones of the Monkees do it. And they do like, they lead the chicken dance. They sing the song and they do the dance. And then they do a signing afterwards. So I got to meet Davy Jones of the Monkees. He was my favorite. I'm very sad that he's passed. sad because he was the first and he was the best. First to go and the best of the lot. And the worst of the lot, Mickey Dolenz, a bit of a dick. It's the last monkey standing. However, one year, the best year, and at the time, I don't know if we still have it, but there used to be this big structure with like a balcony and a thing where, you know, kind of like a I'm giving the citizens a proclamation kind of balcony. Kind of like in The Princess Bride, you know, where Prince Humperdinck issues his proclamations above the people, and then you go, boo, boo. Do you ever roller skate that you could dance? God, no. I am not a roller skater by nature. But the best year they ever did this, they put the special guests up there, because they don't normally do. They normally have a stage below it, an actual stage. But this time they put him up there, and it was Weird Al. Weird Al, plus the chicken dance, plus 30,000 people in Fountain Square playing kazoos. It's glorious. Cincinnati's a wacky-ass town, I gotta tell you. Then again, we've got buried subway stations that nobody's used in 100 years. That were being built in the 1920s. And in October of 1929, well, you know what happened then. The Great Depression started off, and well, all of a sudden, they stopped having funding for building subways. So they kind of forgot about the project until Eisenhower became president.
Members of the Hidden Hand are trying to make their way past the wards on the nearby door.
Then all of a sudden, you've got the Eisenhower interstate system, and the places they were going to put subway lines, dig up the place to put subway lines, they suddenly put an interstate instead, and it kind of sucks. They should have done the subway instead. And people would actually break into those subways. Like, the subway stations were almost completely built. Like, the construction, the concrete construction was
As you finish your
done.
battle with the Hidden Hand, the sound of footsteps can be heard nearby. A figure in a very familiar hat has arrived.
Hi. Oh, we'll leave him alive because I'm a paladin. I'm a nice person.
The traveler acknowledges your desire to spare the lives of the Emerald Claw within.
Sadly,
He begins to cast a spell. The traveler disables the portal. The door opens, revealing a warehouse decorated with large banners. You've arrived at an Emerald Claw base, hidden deep in the heart of the city.
The thing that's different between this particular quest and the Viscount Xavier quest in the Feywild is you actually get something if you choose to spare his people. This one, they don't give you shit. It's like, yeah, screw you, man. Alright, I need... You all go fight stuff. I'm gonna go do these. See if I can jump over there. Nope, missed.
A large gate bars access to the heart of the Emerald Claw complex.
That's me being clever mid-flight.
Kobolds, see bright side.
Oh no, who died?
There's enough meat on
I'll
your
go.
fence to feed 3 kobold families.
Ooh, Albreath is down too. Holy crap. Alright, let's do the fight. Let's actually fight these people. Alright, everybody's back up. It's all good. No panic. Okay.
You've incapacitated, but not slain, the Emerald Claw defenders, keeping your side of the bargain with Lady Vol.
Not that I cared. Personally as a player, but as a paladin.
The third crystal lights, and the large metal portcullis
made it.
opens.
Always use the shrine first before you start the fight. Or start the fight with these guys, and then shrine afterwards, because you'll still need, Alright, let's do this.
Ooh, this is best part. Kobold nap time.
Come on, guys, let's go. Wanna come here? using the doorway to kind of block traffic is such a great
Are you trying to kill
idea.
your friends on purpose? Kobold can help!
And this is why you don't do this on Reaper on Hardcore League. Thank you for the follow, Ostator. We do have a points giveaway going on right now, which I still haven't done the draw for 100 Didio points. So just put the word points in chat, no spaces, no capitals, no punctuation, and we'll get you entered into the drawing. Which I might do after this quest is over. Alright, we got them all? Okay, we good? Alright, now we all shrine kids.
Rest, Master. Kobold will stand watch. Just kidding.
Exactly like that. So, you missed me ranting about Anne McCaffrey's writing, Piers Anthony's writing, all kinds of fun stuff. You missed me looting a piece from the build that I'm farming for. I have a dwarf vanguard fighter who is my Winter Reaper character. Voodoo's going to help me get my Reaper cloak, my long Reaper cloak. This is my summer loot character, so I've been carefully, well, not even carefully, been just quietly picking up my Reaper. Well, actually, I'm doing the, am I doing the Reaper? No, I'm doing the long cloak on this character right now. The summer cloak. And then what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm probably going to do the Grim and Barret, or the Into the Mist farm, just to finish off my loots at some point on this character. And my winter, I have two winter characters. One is just the Reaper. Yeah. My winter character is a favorite soul inquisitive, well, actually Dark Hunter, favorite soul inquisitive. And dual wielding crossbows, pew pew pew, inquisitive. And she's running things exclusively on hard, so she doesn't need to do anything on Reaper. So it does make her loots slower, but she is almost at the point where I can start the Grim and Barret farm in heroics with her on hard and just get her loots to the last point you need before you get the golden moat for that loot. And for the wings, Grim and Barret is perfect. You grind that up to like $18.99 and then go do the gold moat for that loot, and all of a sudden you have completed your wings, your blue wings loot at level 16 or 17. Right, fight time. Hold on, before we do the fight. Buffing time! Speaking of buffs, we'll go and divert ourselves to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The series has officially revealed, actually Sarah Michelle Gellar herself revealed the name of the new series. I think they're calling it Buffy the New Sunnydale, or A New Sunnydale. So it's a continuation of the original series from Joss Whedon. May he never touch that property ever again. He's not a good man. It's kind of sad. It's like, you had this person who positioned themselves as a champion of women and whatnot, and turned out to be a real.
The vessel is almost within your grasp, but then its guardian springs into action,
crew beating
ready
up on a coke
to
crew.
protect the artifact at any cost.
Why you call people so dumb?
No!
Kobold
The
afraid
Carnage
it might
Reaper.
be contagious.
Carnage Reaper. Get this guy killed or dead. Alright, you're down. Get you dead as well. Okay, now it's your turn, Kethric. Which is, when I see this name, I think of my friend who goes by the handle Kithrak, spelled very similar, just two different vowels in his name.
Really? Really?
Oh no, more people. Oh, which means he can also probably wind up spawning more Reapers. Hold on, we gotta be careful. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I have perished. Okay, Rana! Rana, save me! Okay, Rana's got me. Alright, I'm gonna pop over here into this corner out of the way.
Kobold can't take it anymore!
Rana's down. Rana's back up. Sweet. Rana can help res people. Alright, let me do some crusade here for my people. Stop targeting myself. No, Rana is down. It's just me and the Muse. Oh wait, I should stand out of that. Hey Muse, raise Rana! The problem is I can't direct him to res anybody. That's one of the downsides of the Muse, is you can't force him to res nobody. Consecrate's a wonderful thing, but I have to sacrifice my other major damage dealer, which is Sword Sings. Hi, Stormlost!
Now that the Guardian has been defeated,
yay,
you can at last try to take the vessel.
What split 7-3? It's actually. Hold on, I'd have to look it up. It's on this. It's on the Hardcore Season 9 list that StreamTom put out. It's 12 Dark Hunter, 5 Favorite Soul, 3 Rogue. Look what I have. Look what I have. Look what I have. Hi guys, Sloft and Fluffy. Her name is Stormlost, if you didn't know. Stormlost. What are you doing? She wanted to go sleep, so I'm gonna put her back in her box on the desk here. You're saying to hell with you. I'm going to the other chair where you can't come get me. All right, everybody's dead. I don't care, because when I pop out of the quest, we're gonna be done anyhow. So in the right window. All right. Alright.
As you take hold of the vessel, Lady Vol's voice fills the room.
As you can see, faith in yourself can be a powerful thing. I will help you in what is to come. Though in truth,
picking up my trash.
The power comes from within.
Mm-hmm. I need to speak to her.
Lady Vol addresses you.
Fingers
You
crossed.
have obtained the vessel, keeping it out of the hands of that foul interloper. I wish you the best of luck in your attempts to thwart the Whispered One.
Okay. 24th plate of repair, no good. The art of sabotage! So, plus 22% enhancement bonus to fort bypass. Ooh. That's hot. Not what I was looking for, but it's still hot in its own rights. So, there's that. Okay. Let's pop out, get our end of quest reward. Whatever. Let's go sell stuff. And then we only have about a half hour left, so I'm probably going to do... If I start Vecna Denied, it's going to be a while. That's not a short quest. That's not a short quest. It's not a short quest indeed. You can also do Paper Trail. Paper Trail is actually not that long of a quest, I think. Yeah, we'll do Paper Trail because that'll be a bit different. Because I've run Party 101 a couple times recently. I'm kind of bored of it. It's a very quick quest relatively, but still. However, I said I was going to give away some points. So, last chance to get your name in the raffle, McRaffle. Just put the word points in chat anywhere. No punctuation, just the word points. Punts. Sounds like pants, but not quite. Alright, where am I going? I'm going to throw myself out the window. Because the quest I'm going to is right down here. And this is why you make sure you have your Featherfall boots on, your Featherfall item on before you just yeet yourself out a window lying out, or out of the arcade. Wait. Is this Paper Trail or is that Paper Trail? Hi Bardic, how are you? Let me check. Paper Trail actually might be the other quest that I'm thinking of. Yeah, this quest over here, this was the one I was thinking was Paper Trail, but that's not Paper Trail, but this is. Paper Trail can possibly drop the shield. It's not that long of a quest. Alright, Reaper, one it is! One skull, yay! And I'm not gonna worry about all of the, pages. I am gonna try to get all the optional chests, though, because you know me, I'm a loot goblin. I like to go get all the loot. Alright, here we go.
Books and papers are scattered everywhere. The scholar
Besides, I
wants
like
you to
the
recover
end of
his
this
stolen
quest.
manuscript. Perhaps you could pick up the trail of the thief.
I love going in here and like talking to the annoyed neighbor, and you look at these paintings, and if you notice, these paintings are in Lamortia. Yep. The Sharn watch and the business cards are like the Verdant Chapeau Messenger Service, the green hat. Alright, let's go do the actual quest. But who are they? I don't know. Again, I don't think you get an extra chest for collecting all the manuscript pages. It's just one chest, right? To the wiki! No, not to DDO.com, to the wiki this time. I meant the wiki. There we go. Wow. Yeah, there's the Byram chest, the Otiug chest, and one in the hidden room locked and trapped. So there's nothing for finding the manuscript pages, to hell with them. So if you jump down here, you don't get all the manuscript pages. Oh no, you lose the XP. The optional, but I'm at max level, so it doesn't matter.
Judging from the smell, you found your way into Sharn's sewers.
In the sewers now. You know, I did say I was gonna do the drawing, and I didn't do the drawing like a dumbass. Alright. Alright, give away clothes. Give away draw. Fafford! You done won you some points. Some poinsettias. Alright, I'm gonna put chat back in the main window so I can click on you and throw you a whisper. Alright. And it's almost an entire month since the last time you won points from me. Congratulations. Alright. Hundo pointsos for you. Boop. You have a whisper. Refresh your whispers. And I'm gonna make that code go bye-bye from my list so I don't accidentally do a dumb thing. Alright, let's go running through the sewers. As you do. I didn't buff up. I'll do that as soon as I get 5 seconds. Ballads was slain by misadventure level 10.
Apparently, the thief was a were-rat. Now the question is, where did they come from?
Where did the were-rats come from? That's a good question. Where, oh where did the were-rats come from? Alright. So, we have one rare. Ah! I missed. Okay, we're gonna just... That can be down this way. Don't go for the healer. How dare you? How dare you? Green moat, rude. Alright, a moat's a moat. Man, that only got us 6 points. Alright. I will have another points code on my, generally I'm going to have one on every DDO stream that I have. We didn't get the codes in time for, Sunday's stream this past Sunday, because Sun and Stone were still on holiday. them for the rest of the month. They give us 10 codes a month, and then we do what we're supposed to do. Okay. Oh, Froggo, my lad, find the traps first, and then take care of them. And unlock the chest. Thank you. Alright. Froggo is so good. Honestly, I like him better as a trapper than I like Darling. Even though she's a higher level trapper, I have found Froggo's rolls to be better than hers. Alright. Even though I did open the door down the hallway, I want to go the opposite direction because there is that one chamber where the one dude tends to hang out. You never use Darling? Yeah. And I have to be honest, I don't know why they gave her the were-rat transformation. I mean, yes, she can transform into a were-rat. And wasting that on an action bar skill seems kind of foolish because it doesn't do you any good. For her. I mean, what purpose does it serve? I mean, other than like a cosmetic thing, it's like, oh, this is kind of cute, but it does. It's like the Feywild Muse is a way more useful hireling. And with him, you can have him like dance people. I've seen him dance Reapers without me commanding him to dance Reapers. I'm just saying. He's got 2 heals. He's got bard buffs he can give you for a little bit. And he can do stealth reses. Oh wait, we forgot to hit the thing. Duh. Like, you can't command him to res anybody, but he can still clutch res. And for me, that's why I run with 3 resable resing hirelings, is because if, for example, Albereth goes down, then the Feywild Muse might be able to get me back up. And generally Rana is the toughest of them all, mainly because she stays out of trouble. Rana just stays out of trouble and she's fine. Because she's always minding her own beeswax off at a distance, the mobs don't often target her. It's only when she's in close quarters that she winds up getting killed. Just as you saw during the Kokru fight in the last quest. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if Swimmy Boy is home. Alright. Let's actually swim down the pathway. Okay, he is here. He's a Nothic now. Get your ass up here, buddy. I have to say the Varrock and the Nothic were the twin most difficult baddies of this expansion. Because
Are you
those
trying
things.
to kill your friends on purpose? Cobalt can help!
See, now Rana's the only one who survived that shit. And she's gonna start resin people. Because we already have the entire party back up. Piranha is that damn good. There we go. Now our next trick is to go get the Otyugh. And as usual, I wasn't expecting any real loot. I honestly think the game would do a lot better if they put more named loot into random ass chests in the game. Which corner is the doorway? Here's the exit. We're gonna run all the way back because we're gonna go do the Nothic quest, which is in that middle thing going down. We'll circle our way around from there. Cause there's a nice spicy fight here on the other side of this hallway, but going this way is actually a lot more fun for me. Okay.
Trying to kill your friends on purpose?
Don't tell Cordo Alvarez died. Don't anybody tell Cordo Alvarez died. I'll never hear the end of it. Like, you keep saying Alvarez flipped a 3 higher. Alvarez is fine. My point is he's better than Bulwark. Unless you need Divine Vitality, he's better than Bulwark. Because he's normally tougher. And he's got good heal. Was there a Fridays Before last week? No. Cordo was still on vacation with the rest of Standing. So he should be back tomorrow. The Cord will come back tomorrow. Bet your bottom platinum that tomorrow we'll have Cord. When I'm stuck with a day, that's great. I'm lonely. I just pick up my chin and grin and say, oh. The Cord will stream tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow, come what may.
Kobolds, see bright side. There are enough meat on your friend to feed 3 kobold families.
And actually, my favorite version of the song is not the initial one that she sings in the movie Annie from the 80s, with Eileen Quinn as Annie. And like Sir Albert Finney as Daddy Warbucks, and the legendary Tim Curry, Bernadette Peters, and what do you shoot over here? And Carol Burnett in that game. But it was actually the version she sang in the White House in front of the president, because the actor is playing the Roosevelt, which is so fun in that. It's like, and the president, I think he was played by, let's say Fred Flynn? Question mark? I forget who played the president in that movie. FDR. But he kept doing interjections into the song. Eleanor, sing! And she goes, I can't sing. And he's like, sing! And then he does, solo for the president! And they do like this presidential theme while he's singing, you know, part of the song. It's actually really funny. Alright, Otyugh downstairs. Let's go beat up the Otyugh. Let's go beat up the Otyugh. Let's get our ass kicked by the Otyugh. fluent, the Otia. Just don't let him puke on you. Yeah, don't let him puke on you. You will not like yourself afterwards. You stank!
Kobold, see bright side. There's enough meat on your friend to feed 3 kobold families.
That's why I'm kind of trying to jump to avoid his puke.
Are you trying to kill your friends on purpose? Kobold can help!
And he's toast. Lute Goblin, dun dun dun. Alright, now you guys can run upstairs and try to shoot stuff. We just need to find the script of the manuscript thief. Alright, so everybody follow me. Oh crap, Reaper. It's a Fear Reaper. Reaper at the door! This is not the average Amazon porch pirate I was expecting to see.
Why are you cold people so dumb? Kobold afraid it might be contagious.
I hate soft targeting in this game, I'm just telling you. I freaking hate it. Alright, who am I shooting? Who am I shooting next? You cut first, go away. You plinker. Infernal Pact. Let's Reaper. Let's get the Reaper down. Hell yeah, everybody's cursed except me though. Who are you shooting at, Rana? There's nobody there. Alright, looks like we're actually gonna go find the dude who has the page. Or who stole the manuscript. Because most commonly when I do this quest, he's on that particular chaise lounge.
Kobold can't take it anymore!
You will take it, Kobold! Because I said so, Kobold. Hi, Stormlost. It was Scamper who was begging for attention. Alright, so the dude can be in one of 2 different places.
Ooh, this is best part! Kobold nap time.
So the question is, which of the 2 is he at? He's down there. Alright. Whee!
To your surprise, the were-rat on the couch nearby doesn't jump up and attack. Instead, the creature gives a deep sigh as you approach. The were-rat gang leader says he sold the manuscript to the Hidden Hand, who are still nearby.
There's a Carnage Reaper over here.
He gives you a key that he says will open a door marked with a rune.
Kill the Reaper, kill the Reaper, kill the Reaper. Oh man, there's another one. Hello, Famine Reaper, buddy boy. Not you. Not you. Not you. What's that other reaper? Chair. There we go. Got him targeted just in time to kill him. Oh no, I'm helpless! And I'm dead.
Kobold, the bright side.
No!
There's enough meat on your friend to feed 3 kobold families.
Come on, Rana. You can do it, I believe. I believe, Rana! And she is trying to
Are you
stay.
trying to kill
Rana.
your friends on purpose? Kobold can help.
Alright, where's my camera? Yeah, we got it. We need to get some of these ads down so we can get people back up.
Why you told people so dumb? Kobold afraid
Yeah,
it
even
might
Rana's
be
down.
contagious.
Oh, we got dudes up there! Oh, that's fine. Why am I getting my ass handed to me? It's like, well, this is this guy up here. I'm gonna knock you over. Hit you in the face. Basically, we pulled too many dudes. That's what happened there. Pulled too many dudes. At least now they're all dead. At least Albrecht is alive. Do I have red scrolls on this character? I forget. I know I don't have the res spell. I don't have red scrolls. And I'm sure somebody will tell me, I don't bring red scrolls. Well, whatever. Alright. I'm going to have Albrecht raise Rana. And she can raise the other two. We definitely need to use the shrine upstairs, but we still have a few fights to get to the shrine upstairs. Okay. So let's do a group bigger. Oh, Albrecht, just waste some points here. I think that's the only downside of Albrecht is he takes a freaking forever to cast his group heal, his mass heal. It does take forever. Alright, let's put you first. You next. I have to give Bill Champagne some major kudos for the composition that he did for the 6th faction. Because for those of us who came over from Lotro, this is a very different composition style than he uses for Lotro. And that's just the way it is Lotro has a specific sound it should have because it's Lord of the Rings. But with Dungeons and Dragons, you can get a little bit wacky. And Bill did, and it's so damn good. Hi, Mr. Flinker. Alright, you're dead, and now it's your turn. And I'll summon everybody up to the shrine. Alright, everybody. Shrine,
Time to close
shrine,
eyes
everybody
and
shrine.
dream of big, juicy rats and shinies.
And shinies. Alright. I rested. Everybody else looks rested. There isn't much left to this quest, thank goodness. And the actual end of the quest is very funny to me. I love it. Now the door is open.
It looks like the Hidden Hand left behind some especially tough guards to keep an eye on the were-rats.
Alright, we're just gonna let him come here. We'll just fight him over here. Okay, these two always get the caster first, not the bone blade, but the caster. Caster will mess up your as casters are wont to do. Thank you for the follow, Ascendant Madness. Now we can beat up the dude here. He's just hanging back. Hi, Skipper. For the cat. Stormloss is sleeping. I'm gonna lead her asleep because I already bugged her twice during the stream. Brought her on camera when she was just trying to have a nap. He fall over, go boom. Man, no mysterious remnants, no spare champ chests. Hi guys, what's up? Kill the cleric, kill the cleric, kill the cleric. You leave Rana alone. What'd she ever do to you?
Are you trying to kill your friends on purpose?
No, not kill
Hello,
Muse.
Vecna.
Muse is good people. There we go. Oh, Muse is not back. Muse is back. There's a Remy. And there's another Remy. Give me your Remy here. That one's doink. Yoink. I love berry seeds. Alright. Up. And we could have cleared the last rat pack, but we didn't need it for any chests and I'm at max level XP, so it doesn't matter. Alright. And again, same with the pages, we don't care. I will always take collectibles, because you never know what you might use. Alright.
You find an odd note addressed to you. It says something about a dog eating your homework, and is signed, You Know Who. This must be the Hidden Hand member who ordered the theft of the missing manuscript. The Hidden Hand contact gave the stolen manuscript to a messenger wearing a green hat. When she realizes the messenger wasn't what they seemed, she rushes off to find them. The courtyard is filled with Moorgrave University students holding an impromptu celebration. Every single one of them is wearing a green hat.
I love the end of this quest so much.
You find the missing manuscript inside a green-hatted iron defender. It seems the Traveler gave you a helping hand. Was this just one of the Trickster God's pranks? Or part of some larger plan?
Okay.
Either way, the scholar will be happy to learn his dissertation is safe once more.
We're hoping for the legendary Azure Rotella. Fingers crossed. And alas, we are disappointed again. Going with a larger plan. Yeah, the Traveler had a plan. Okay. And it's about 11:30. And it's about time for me to get out of here. I'm gonna turn this quest in. And we did a little progress on my summer loot. A hasty bell, double shot, dash armor bonus. That would be good for my other character. Defensive, helm of search, sheltering. I already have sheltering on that character. None of this stuff is actually really good. Well, the sturdy. I'll grab that. Anywho, I need to go. I will be back here Saturday night, same time, playing more of this because I have a lot to go. I have a lot to do. And I will be on Lotro stream tomorrow from 3 to 6 Eastern time, playing the other game, which I also have been playing. Well, I've been playing that since the damn game launched. But we're still gonna do some gear farming on Saturday here. See what we get between now and then, and then we can know. Anyway, you know the drill. If you've been here a while, be good. If you can't be good at it. And toss me a follow if you like. And I will be on DDO stream also Sunday night from 8 to 11. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye!